Cheryl Johnson, the host of Thriving Against the Odds, our podcast. And it is such a blessing for me to be here with one of my great friends, Felicia Harris, who will be talking about her journey. Felicia and I go way, way, way back. But today she's going to be sharing her story for other thrivers that may be going through or who are currently in the journey. Because I always say that you're thrivers, you're not survivors. You're thriving through the odds. So welcome, Felicia.
Thank you. Thank you, Cheryl.
Great to have you. And you look so pretty in your pink. So we know that represents breast cancer awareness. But for the audience, I'd like to just start off by just getting a little background. I know the background, but the audience doesn't know the background, just about who you are and where you were born and raised and, you know, all of that good stuff.
Okay. Well, again, my name is Felicia Harris. I was born and raised here in Columbus, Georgia. I have two sons, 34 and 28, and I am Columbus State University, University Advancement. I'm here.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So what high school did you graduate from?
I went to Jordan High School.
Jordan High School.
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I think our paths kind of crossed back in high school, but then also in our before children life.
Yes.
That's that definitely. So you're here on the campus of Columbus State, and you're working in advancement.
University Advancement.
What's that?
So the University Advancement area is where the donation gifts and stuff comes into the college for different departments and different funds and stuff.
Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Advancement. And I'm a CSU graduate, and I do get those mail outs. Those mail outs notifications, and I do contribute to one of the ones that's really dear to my heart is Kimberly Scott. She's a SAR. I've donated to her foundation or to her fund periodically. So I'm a funder. I mean, not funder, but I do donate. Mm-hmm. I'm a donor. I'm a donor, not a big donor, but I do donate. But
every little bit counts.
And that's what I was going to say. Running a nonprofit, it is just so important, for donations to come in, whether it's large and you think it's small, but it's still every
dollar counts.
Because
it's helping a student to go to college.
And here at West Central Georgia Cancer Coalition, we actually have our Neighbors Helping Neighbors Cancer Assistance Fund. And when life happens, we're here to help cancer patients go through their treatment. If they're in active treatment, the Cancer Coalition helps with their lights, their gas, their mortgage. So, we both are in the donor space and fundraising space. And so that's really, really important for people to do that and give back. And the other thing is that money stays right here in our community. It helps those students. It helps those cancer patients through the Neighbors Helping Neighbors right here in our community. So we won't prolong our time, but tell us, just going back in your head when you were first diagnosed, or were you going through something? How did you find out that you were diagnosed with the C word?
Well, first of all, I found out about my breast cancer from self-detection. I was doing my self-breast exam in the shower, and I felt a lump, or what I would say a knot. And I was like, this is not normal. Now, I have had mammograms, every year, and I had one earlier in February. But
now, what year? I'm sorry to interrupt, but what year was that?
This is February of 2021.
Okay. So we're about 4 years in.
But this is November that I detected it.
That you detected.
And I said to myself, well, you're going to get a mammogram in February. We'll just wait, But then I kept feeling that knot, and that bothered me because that wasn't something that I normally would feel. And nothing was detected in my mammogram in February. It came back and said it was normal. See you again next year.
Sure.
So now I have to go to my primary care physician because I have to get a referral to go
Yes.
have another mammogram since it was in the same year.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that, and they referred me to St. Francis Breast Care Center.
Mm-hmm.
Had another mammogram done.
Mm-hmm.
They detected something that just wasn't right. And usually it's like dense breast tissue, what they always tell me.
Right.
And I was like, but this time they didn't say that. So this is November. We're around the holidays.
Oh, yeah.
Now I got to come back. They want to see you back. Have to do another ultrasound, another test. Okay. Still, they're not telling me anything. We want to take a second look, So I go through, I have another ultrasound. I go have an MRI. So by this time, we're in December.
Yeah.
Christmas holidays are coming up, and I'm like, I'm trying to get this in, within that year.
Sure.
But timing is
and
everything.
because I'm sorry to interrupt you, but because of our insurance company, you're
Yes.
trying to get those things taken care of because at the
Exactly.
beginning of the year you've got
Start
another
all
deductible.
back over again.
Absolutely.
So I was trying to get that done, but they pushed me over to the next year. So now we're in 2022. So January, February, I'm going through MRI, ultrasound, going through mammogram.
Biopsy.
Right, and then a biopsy. So as of February 23rd of 2022, all the tests and everything come back, and I am diagnosed. Dr. Scarborough comes in, and he said, well, you have what is called DCIS. And I'm looking like
what in the world?
DCI, what is DCIS? And DCIS is ductal carcinoma in situ. And he explained to me what that is that the cancer is in the milk ducts of the breast. It has not spread it throughout the breast, but it's in the ducts. Still.
I wasn't registered.
Yeah.
Just
I was shocked. I was surprised. One, because there's no breast cancer history in my family.
now let me ask you this. Did you go to that appointment by yourself?
I did. I did. Because I wasn't expecting what so I did. I told my husband, I was like, it'll be okay. I'm good. But after hearing that, Dr. Scarborough had given me, some options of what I could do as far as for treatment.
Okay. So for the audience, tell them what were your options for you at that point.
My options that he had given me, because the lump was detected behind my right nipple.
Okay.
My right breast behind the nipple. And I could either have a lumpectomy where they could, remove the lump. I could do chemo, radiation, or I could have a mastectomy. Okay. After getting over the initial shock and surprise, I went home and I discussed it, with my family, my husband, my two kids. Look, this is what's going on, but yet it's still not registering, to me. One of the things that did hit me is that one of my friends had went through this same process, and she had one side done.
Okay.
And it came back 5 years later. So I decided that I was going to do a double mastectomy.
Okay. Right.
One for my mental state as well, because I didn't want to go through with the anxiety of if this could come back. Let me remind you, I did not have any breast cancer history in my family, but my mother passed in 2020 of cancer. So therefore, there was a history of cancer, and I didn't want to take that chance. So I decided I was going to go ahead, and I said, we can just do a 2-for-1 special. And
Let's do this 2
Yes.
for 1.
and so I, decided to do the double mastectomy. And on April 14th of 2022, I had the surgery. No one or nothing can prepare you for what you're about to go through. Now, I had church members and I had other people that had went through this journey.
Sure.
Because I had met, through a mutual friend, I had met 2 ladies on a weekend, just going on a girls' trip, not knowing that they were breast cancer survivors. Just through conversation and them talking, and I sat there, and my girlfriend didn't know about my diagnosis at the time either.
Okay.
And when they shared that information, they could just see the tears rolling down my face, and it was like, what's wrong? And that's when I told them about I had that recent diagnosis. And they assured me everything is going to be okay. God's got you. And that led me to, looking at God puts people in your life for a purpose and a plan.
Intervention
so
and divine
I did not
appointment.
even know these ladies, but look how they came into my life, and that just solidified everything was going to be all right.
All right.
Yeah. And so I had the surgery in April 2022. And then I was introduced to a wonderful oncologist. That's when I started going to John B. Amos, Dr. Maharaj.
Yes.
She was wonderful, very patient, very kind, to help me through the journey, this is not the end,
Sure.
So, yeah, that was very reassuring. And in September of 2022, that's when I started my breast reconstruction.
Okay.
With Dr.
All right.
Jane.
So April was when you had your surgery, and then in September was when you did your reconstruction. Okay, gotcha. So you were seeing a lot of doctors in
Oh my
between
God,
that
yes.
time.
Especially with the reconstruction, it became every week.
Yes.
Going back and forth, and then also follow up with Dr. Scarborough as well.
Right. So throughout this process, of course, you had, your supporting cast. Did you ever journal? Did you have what we call a journey journal or anything?
I
of that
did.
nature?
The ladies that I had met,
Yes.
They were. They live in Montgomery.
Okay.
So just like West Georgia Cancer Coalition, they have a place called the Women of Hope.
Okay.
So they had equipped me with this wonderful care package bag. And in that bag, it had all the essentials that I needed. And a journal was one of them.
One of those. That's what we
I
try to
had
do.
2 pillows
Yes.
that went under my
Your
arm for
arm.
support. They gave me a blanket, shoes. But I love that journal because the first thing on there, it said, I am a survivor. And you put your name in there. And that way I could journal each thing
your process
that happened. Each you have your ups and your downs. You have your good days and you have your bad days. And of course, before I had the surgery, one of my friends said, it's going to feel like an elephant is weighing. And I'm like, yeah. Nobody can prepare for you because everybody's journey is different.
Absolutely. And I say that, I say that all the time. Yes, you're on the same kind of journey, the cancer journey, but you may go left. There are some things that can transpire.
Yes.
And that just really.
And just having your faith in God.
Oh, yeah.
That, and one of the things that I say, having a good support system is very important because that lets you know you're not in it alone. Someone there to care for you, make sure you have your meds, your food, and all of that. It is very important to have a good support system.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So family, friends, church members, all of those things count.
Gotcha. So in September, you did your reconstruction. And how long did it take for you to heal from that reconstruction process? Was it into the new year?
That was September. It was a 6 to 8 week process. It wasn't as strenuous as the surgery was because now, it's just the reconstruction of putting the implants in. And after it's a double, when you have the surgery and they remove the breast tissue, they put in expanders to help your skin expand. So it's not as bad. So the reconstruction wasn't bad at all.
Gotcha. And so you had your support, you had your journey journal, and now you are post. Did you ring the bell?
I didn't have to ring the bell because I didn't have to do chemo or radiation.
Right.
And that was a blessing.
But you do celebrate your your thrivership. I don't call you all survivors.
Yes.
You all are thrivers because, you're thriving through all of the odds that you have been, given for whatever reason. And like you said, divine appointment, divine intervention with those ladies being there before you even share. But that was the way for you to open the door to share your journey, or you share your diagnosis with your friends and those ladies.
It was.
That's
that
awesome.
And that was a heavy weight lifted too.
Sure.
Because I was trying to keep it within or to myself and handle it, but that right there was just the aha moment to say it's okay. There are so many people that have gone through what I was about to go through, but for them to personally went through it, to share, that made it.
And as women, as mothers, we're always we try to bear everything.
Yes.
And we've got it, and take care of everybody, but it's okay for others to help take care of us. And I've had to learn that the hard way. Not, I'm, never been diagnosed with cancer, but being a caregiver.
Yes.
I had to say, it is okay for me to get some help with getting, being a caregiver. Because if I'm not well, and if you're not well.
And you're right. The people that are caring for you have to be there and have that strength as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. It gets a little burdensome, but we also think about what you're going through, and so hey, if they're going through it, we gonna go through this together.
Yes,
that's exactly right. So, is there any the West Central Georgia Cancer Coalition? Our mission is to help reduce the burden of cancer in the communities that we serve, and as I shared earlier, our Neighbors Helping Neighbors Cancer Assistance Fund. You were blessed not to have to utilize WCGCC, but there are so many women that are underinsured and need that assistance. And part of our thing is education, and this is what we're doing. We're trying to educate other women. And how old were you when you were diagnosed?
I was actually 54 when I was diagnosed.
And that is within that age range, because 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer within 40 to 50 age range. And so you were in that age period. So is there anything else that you would like to share with our audience or anyone that's out there that may be going through or about to go through this journey?
Yes. One of the biggest things that I would like to say is listen to your body. You know your body better than anybody. And like I said, I would have waited to February, and who knows how far that would have progressed. So I'm glad I did listen to my body, but also self-check. Self-breast checks are very important. And without doing that each month, I would not have found the lump. So, listen to your body, and also early detection.
Yes.
Early detection, when they say early detection saved lives, it does. It does, because waiting could end up being a lot progressed
Sure.
than what it was. Like I said, mine was stage 0, but rapidly progressing. Because let me add, when I was originally diagnosed, they only found it in the right breast. But when he went in to do the surgery, they found traces in my left breast as well. So that's why I said, that was a blessing that, we did.
Go ahead and do the double mastectomy.
Right.
And we would, want people in our community to know that through the West Central Georgia Cancer Coalition, we are there. We provide mammograms at no cost through partners that we connect with, any of the follow-ups. So no woman or male in our community should say, I can't afford, because that's why we're here. We just recently got another grant, a breast cancer license tag grant. And so those funds are here in our community to help anyone who's going through when life happens, with the way things are going. We just have to make sure, as you said, listen to your body and know that there are resources that are out there. Felicia, thank you so
Cheryl.
much. It's been a pleasure just having a chat and conversation with you.
And I hope that this helps someone else along their journey.
Absolutely. I am quite sure it will. And she always looks pretty, but she really looks pretty in her pink today. But this is Cheryl Johnson, your host for Thriving Against the Odds. And thank you. And we'll see you next time.